What's up, the world? It's your boy Tommy Mab. I just came in because I wanted to speak on something, on disgusting thing that is going on. That Stephen A. Smith decided to go out and do. This situation, apparently, Stephen A. Because LeBron, I guess LeBron said something to the effect towards either Shannon or him, so he decided to come back and say something to the effect of LeBron didn't go to Kobe's funeral, so therefore LeBron is fake in saying that he loved Kobe Bryant. Okay, so let me first preface this by saying I don't think going to a funeral shows anything. When my grandma died, I couldn't even get myself to go to the funeral because some people just don't like to be. They don't like to be crying and weeping and being super upset because, like I said, I went and saw my grandma at the hospital. You know, before she passed, and I talked to her and let her know how much I loved her and this, that, and third. Broke me down. I did not want to be going to a public situation while I'm doing the same thing again. It just, to me, it just felt like it becomes more about you. So, you know, I can understand LeBron. Like you can see LeBron coming off the plane after the death of Kobe, him crying. You can clearly see LeBron never wrote no post about that, about Kobe. He did come out and speak on Kobe at the Laker game, but to say because he did not go to Kobe's funeral that somehow that means that he didn't love Kobe Bryant. One, first and foremost, you don't know beefs and you do not know people's situations, right? As far as we know, him and Michael Jordan don't get along. As far as we know, him and a lot of the people that were probably at that funeral may or may not have gotten along, and maybe he didn't want to deal with that, or maybe he did not want to deal with the whole situation of showing up for that, because obviously that's not a situation most people want to be put in the middle of. So, in my opinion, they did a 75th anniversary situation. He showed when he did it with them. They decided instead of making a moment about the 75 players, Dennis Rodman decided to start throwing shots at LeBron during this ceremony, talking about Michael Jordan. People started talking about the whole situation with them clapping and more. Michael Jordan got more claps, this, that, and that. So I can 100% understand why LeBron James would not want to be in that situation. But there's a lot of people who love Kobe Bryant that weren't at that funeral. Kevin Durant wasn't at that funeral, which I know Kevin Durant and Kobe had a really good relationship. LeBron, to not mention one of the reasons why LeBron didn't go was because LeBron had a game. AD and Kobe were close. AD was not there. There's a plethora of people who weren't at that tournament, at that funeral. Now, he says Steph was there. Well, that's cool. Steph was there. Maybe Steph had the date open. Maybe Steph had no problem with being there. Maybe he's just kind of, as far as I know, Steph didn't speak. He probably showed up and left. Whatever the reason it is, because you reach out and Steph Curry decided to go to the funeral, does not mean every active player who did not go to the funeral does not care about Kobe. Clearly, you can see those guys cared about Kobe. So to sit around there and turn around and try to turn it around, and I think it's an extreme bad taste. There's a line you go to that Stephen A. Smith is just scummy. Like Stephen A. Smith has no journalistic integrity. And what I hate the most about Stephen A. Smith is he tries to act like he doesn't understand the ramification of things that he's saying when he almost always does them in retaliation of something. So, in my opinion, I feel as if Stephen A. Smith is a coward. I feel like he's a punk, and to go out of your way to try to act like this, shed some light on LeBron James, saying, "Oh, he's the face of the NBA, so therefore he should show up at Kobe's funeral." One, if Michael Jordan is going to be there, and you feel Michael Jordan is the face of the NBA because Michael Jordan is the greatest to ever play, then then there's no need to have LeBron there because he's the face of the NBA. So it literally makes no sense. If you want to say, oh well, maybe him and Kobe Bryant weren't as close as him and Jordan. This is not a new revelation. This is something that most people know. LeBron and Kobe were cordial and they were good friends, but they were not super close. LeBron never trained with Kobe. They just were close. They knew each other. Same way. It's like, oh, D Wade. Well, D Wade was retired. You know what I mean? Shaq was there. Shaq was retired. Shaq is retired. Almost everybody he mentioned was retired. Most of the active players did not go to Kobe Bryant's funeral. We all know how close Kyrie and Kobe was. I don't even think Kyrie went to his funeral. So when you go out of your way to stress this situation, Kobe Bryant and Devin Booker were extremely close. They didn't go there. As far as I know, Jason Tatum didn't go to the funeral. So to sit up there and try to focus in and try to sneak this and try to say, well, LeBron didn't go to Kobe Bryant's funeral, so that should make us pause. No, it doesn't. Because out of all the active players, only active player you mentioned that went was Steph Curry. So I'm not saying that that doesn't mean that Steph may have had a closer relationship to Kobe than LeBron did. Fine. If you want to make an argument, then fine. But to say that LeBron somehow had no love for Kobe because he didn't go to the funeral is ridiculously stupid. Because as I said before, many of the players who were active did not go to that funeral. So I just think, as I said before, Stephen A. is a huge, gigantic scum bag. There is no, every time you think he cannot possibly scrape the bottom of the barrel more, he goes and he finds a way to drain a little more. That guy is the lowest of the low. And he like I said, he's a pathetic human being who uses his platform to try and attack people, to attack and take on personal vendettas, and that's all because I think they said LeBron was sneak dissing or something, because LeBron said something to the effect of don't make an assumption about their team or him or something to that effect. So Stephen A. and Shannon got butthurt over it. Shannon Sharp, I mean, I've always had more respect for Shannon Sharp, but Shannon Sharp has always been annoying to me. I think Shannon Sharp is completely bought and paid for. I don't think Shannon Sharp has an opinion that he does not think is a popular opinion, or opinion that he does not think puts him in a better position to make more money. His whole takes on Lamar Jackson, I think, are some of the most ridiculous, stupid, agenda-driven narratives I've ever heard. This man will get on there and say Lamar Jackson is not on Josh Allen's level. Josh Allen been out playing him. Then when Lamar Jackson plays better than Allen, he'll say, well, Lamar Jackson won an MVP, so we hold him to a higher standard. If you hold him to the highest standard, then why the hell is he not in Josh Allen's league when you talked about him last year? It makes absolutely no sense. When you want to give Justin Herbert credit and saying that he deserved this money and this, that, and the third, all these guys, nobody talks about this. If Lamar Jackson was playing how Burrow is playing this year, the mediocre way Burrow is playing this year, everybody would be talking about how he got overpaid and he shouldn't have got his money. But Burrow gets paid that much money. They're tanking because Jamar Chase is not having a good year, because that's really the key to his success. Right? He goes as Jamar Chase goes. If Jamar Chase doesn't have a breakout game, he doesn't have a breakout game. So when you sit there and you watch that game and you watch how often they give Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, all these white quarterbacks passes, and the minute Lamar Jackson throws an incompletion, they ready to tar and feather him. It gets you to the point where you start to say, you guys are you now when they're standing side by side, you see the type of coons that they are. Him and Shannon Sharp. It's like two peas in a pod. When Prime was doing good, all they talked about was Prime. I'm gonna show up and we're gonna go to the game and this, that, and that, till they start losing. Now all of a sudden they don't talk about Prime. They don't speak on the issue. They just let it go into anonymity. So I think it's just a ridiculous. I think he's ridiculous. I think Shannon Sharp is even more ridiculous. And when you watch this situation, they bring up a death after somebody died, and try to quantify how much a person cares about somebody because they didn't go to a funeral during the time that they were getting ready for a game, is ridiculous. If they cared so much about LeBron going, why not set the funeral at a time where where it would be convenient for him to go? No, it's not. So essentially, you're saying LeBron should have missed the game, showed up to the funeral because it was convenient for y'all. And like I said, we don't know what the behind the scene politics of that moment was. I know the whole situation between Kobe Bryant and his mom weren't good. His wife and his mom weren't good. And that still isn't good. So you don't know what the issue could have been or what the politics behind it was, because there was a lot of people that cared for Kobe that did not go to that funeral. Shaq literally had to get up and mention the man's mom because they refused to mention the man's mom during the funeral. Didn't want to mention his parents. That's how petty Kobe Bryant's wife was. So I do not blame anybody who does not want to be a part of a situation like that. Now, do I know everything about everything? No. But I'm not going to assume that, jump to the conclusion that LeBron didn't care about Kobe because he didn't go to the funeral, when there are a plethora of people who didn't go to the funeral that he never mentioned, including Kobe's closest proteges in the NBA. A lot of them didn't go. So, like I said, KD didn't go. I don't think Russell Westbrook went. And him and LeBron were on the same team, as far as I know. So, I said that was a year later, so they weren't on the same team. But I don't think Russell Westbrook went. But at the end of the day, if a person, I don't know the situation, but as far as I know, if LeBron was not in the city, if they had an away game, if they were in a different city, it's kind of ridiculous to ask him to show up to a funeral, and say and name a bunch of retired players that showed up to a funeral as if it proves anything. I think he's a disgusting human being, and the only people he fears are women, are saying something about white women, specifically women that he believes will put him in a position to lose his job. He says whatever he wants about black people and black celebrities, because in his mind, I don't think he ever worries about any repercussions. He won't say any of those things about Tom Brady or Peyton Manning or Aaron Rodgers. He's not going to say anything about those guys, because he knows if he says anything about those guys, then he has to deal with the white media. And the white media, he knows the white media has the power, and they will bury him. So, anyways, my point in saying what I'm saying is not to try to say that Stephen A. is some great. I mean, it is my point in saying what I'm saying actually is to say that Stephen A. is a very seem to me a malcontent, evil, self-centered person. And I think he's extremely insecure. And the minute he feels the slightest bit challenged about his position and his level of prestige, he likes to lash out with completely below the belt stuff to try to act like he's a reporter. Like, if I was a reporter, I could say this. If I was a reporter, I could say that. So he starts bringing up things that are so below the belt, and it's not, and nobody gives you credit for not mentioning those things, because you're just an evil person for mentioning them. But anyway, please comment. Let me know what y'all think about this disgusting report that Stephen A. slanderously threw out there. So please comment. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Thumbs it up if you like it. All right, y'all. Peace.